Iran has been shaken by weeks of deadly unrest. Now the country's supreme leader has made a rare and dramatic admission, acknowledging that thousands of Iranians have been killed during the protests. At the same time, he placed the blame squarely on the United States and President Donald Trump. Tonight, we break down what happened, what was said, and why it matters. The protests began in late December, driven by widespread anger over Iran's worsening economic conditions. Rising prices, shortages of basic goods, and long-standing frustrations with government policies quickly turned scattered demonstrations into nationwide unrest. What followed was one of the deadliest protest crackdowns Iran has seen in years. In a televised address, Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei acknowledged that thousands of people were killed during the unrest. However, he did not accept responsibility for the actions of Iranian security forces. Instead, he accused foreign powers of fueling the violence. Khamenei directly blamed U.S. President Donald Trump, accusing him of openly encouraging the protests. He claimed Washington promised military support to demonstrators and called the United States responsible for both the deaths and the destruction. Witnesses inside Iran described a very different reality. Protesters told CNN that security forces fired from rooftops and used drones overhead. One protester said lasers were used to target people before shots were fired at close range. According to the U.S.-based human rights activists news agency, more than 3,000 people were killed and over 24,000 protesters were arrested. These figures could not be independently verified by CNN, but they paint a grim picture of the scale of the crackdown. Protesters described attacks by the Basij, a large paramilitary volunteer force loyal to Iran's supreme leader. According to witnesses, demonstrators had little more than stones, while security forces were heavily armed and organized. President Trump responded swiftly, calling on Iran to change its leadership. He described Khamenei as unfit to rule and accused the Iranian government of using extreme violence to maintain control. Trump denied responsibility for the unrest, saying Iran's leaders should stop killing their own people. As the unrest intensified, Iran cut internet access across much of the country. Monitoring groups reported connectivity dropping to just 2% of normal levels. While limited access has since returned, communication remains severely restricted. Fear continues to grow over the fate of detained protesters. Iranian prosecutors warned that some could face the death penalty, though officials deny plans for mass executions. Human rights groups say the uncertainty alone has intensified public fear. As Iran's leadership declares the unrest over, many questions remain unanswered. Who bears responsibility for the deaths? And will accountability ever follow? For now, Iran stands at a crossroads, caught between internal pressure and international scrutiny.